Hey people, Indra here, VB3 Faction War. This is Eversor Stronghold and Orks versus the Ordo Malleus. For the blue Orky team, LunaticRed is a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter alongside the Tenso's Warboss, a melee hero with your objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off the team, it's Dice Roll as a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat. Has a bunch of Orky gadgets hanging out in the garrison here on the eastern edge. Red Ordo Malleus team is triple Eversor assassins. I mean, if the greenskins wanted a fight, they're going to get one. First up is the veteran Dark Riku from way back when. Has won multiple tournaments over the years and stuff. We have Bruce Campbell and Sapiens. These guys are risk-reward melee brawlers that explode on death. And we might see some Eversor explosions going on, that's for sure. This is Dark Riku on the western side, going after the Kommando. These shooters will probably take the garrison early on. Orks massing in the mid. We might get a big 2v2 fight here because here comes Bruce Campbell's Eversor. Still chasing down that Kommando. Stun bomb. Missed everything, I think. Kicking off towards the mid. Sluggers are backing away. Oh, they're trying to get their burners up. I don't think they're going to be able to though. Eversor's on them with Psychon. And there's Strike Squad there too. Psychon increases the Eversor's damage and damage resistance by 30%, but a spend health to activate it. That was a stomp and then a special attack right afterwards from the Warboss. Some awesome disruption. But yeah, the Orks are getting torn up. These guys need to retreat now. Double Strike Squad alongside an Eversor is a lot of melee damage early on. There's Psychon again. Warboss gets overwhelmed. Good start for the Ordo Malleus on this side, but there's more. More sluggers coming in with burners from Dice Roll, actually. They abandoned their side. Looks like Sapiens is pushing that eastern side. But yeah, they get overwhelmed. Strike Squad are really solid melee combatants early on with some good support and stuff. Did really well there. Might need to retreat now because they're super low. Yeah, there's the retreat. Everything retreating off. Did you guys drop a model? Okay, these guys dropped a model. Over on the eastern side, Sapiens with their golden Grey Knights are bashing power. The natural powers on this map can be difficult to hold. One of them's right next to the VP, as you can see. The other one, again, not super easy to hold on to. Lots of power bashing going on. Expect Storm Boys come in. For both LunaticRed and Dice Roll, those guys have power melee choppers, so they do some really good work against the Strike Squad. And here's some looters with a big old death gun. Can the Eversor get in there? Eversor can indeed get in there. Straight on the looters. Probably gonna force a retreat here, actually. Yep. They're gonna drop at least one model. Can the Eversor get another? Maybe. Oh, they did. Warboss smacked around these strats, but actually got a model of them. Nicely done. They've gone for the spiky armor here on the west side. Oh hey, the new Eviscerator Axe, which is now a tier 1 weapon, is in the hands of Dark Riku's Eversor. 50 power melee damage, so less damage than it was before because it's been moved down a tier, and the ability is now different as well, boosting melee skill and melee damage for allied infantry around the Eversor, not in a specific location. And that will be super fun versus triple Orks. I would think we're going to see another Eviscerator Axe here from Bruce Campbell. 488 to 429. I can't remember what the numbers are, how much it buffs things. I assume it's going to be plus 10 melee skill and plus 30% melee damage or something like that. Storm Boys looking for a fight. There's the kill zone going in on that Strike Squad there. Almost whacked out the sluggers. Very close to taking them out. Storm Boys did some decent work. Looks like we got some purgation on the field. Uh-oh. Strike Squad and Eversor on retreat path. Can they retreat out? Another very close escape, I think. 17 hit points on those fellas. 2-1 cap early on for the Orks. Here comes some interceptors now. These fellas now start with their furious intervention teleports. They can knock you down immediately. Good damage and health numbers too. And they have that little passive teleport as you saw there. help them chase things. There's the kill zone. The Eversor of Bruce Campbell's very low. We've got to see some cyborg implants, surely. Nope. We saw it before. They have the spiky armor. Can they get the Eversor? They can. There's that explosion on death. That was... Oh, both of them fell. That's Bruce Campbell and Dark Riku here. Having a bit too much fun with their axes. Chaotic fighting going on. Can Sapiens get over there and double revive? Did Dice Roll? I think Dice Roll only got a single shooter boy squad. Got a power bash here in the northwest. Looks like the Kommando is just going for a decap. Looters will set up. They do both have interceptors though. And 2 sluggers hanging out, helping. Commandos try to stun bomb, then get set upon by a bunch of hotshot lasguns and has to escape. I mean, even without the Eversor assassins, they have some solid armies here. The Ordo Malleus. Blue team need to use their heroes to turn the tide. But this guy's off the field, and the Warboss is on the east side. 488 to 368. Sapiens saying they are trying a res. Or a revive. Here we go. They're going to get them both, I think. Be a bunch of XP for them. Already into level 2. 1-to-1 cap. Orks will take the mid, I think. Got a knob leader for these shooter boys. There's tier 2 for Dice Roll. Might see an early Death Dread stomping around. War Truck could do some work as well, though. Help you switch sides quickly and get power bashes. Speaking of power bashes, we see one right here in the southwest from the Ordo Malleus using the Purgation Squad and their incinerators. Mid has indeed turned blue for the Orks, and all the Eversors are back to their feet. I'm sure they're going to take their knockouts very calmly. There's that Furious Intervention. That is nasty. Taking out the looters. Stormboy's getting stuck in. Big fight here. Maybe we'll see Bang Bang Hammer or something from that Warboss. That could do a lot, because we're seeing big brawls. Big old brawls. Surprised we didn't see these cyborg implants. Big stomps in these situations would do wonders, I think. I mean, they still have a stomp. And the extra health regen and stuff from spiky armor is pretty good. 488 to 337. Anything else for the Kommando knob? Nope. I think special shooter will do good. I mean, it's always good when melee units come to you and just shotgun blast their faces. Still get the disruption, of course, and you get a big burst of damage too. Level 3 Eversor for Bruce Campbell, level 1 for Dark Riku, level 3 for Sapiens. And a Weird Boy is what comes out quickly for Dice Roll in tier 2. Could do a huge amount of work in these big infantry fights, of course. Eversor decaps the mid. Furious Intervention misses things. And there's that kill zone again. Does it say how long it lasts here? No. I assume it's like 10 seconds. They jumped into trouble that time, but they forced the Weird Boy to use their Warp Vomit early. Warboss has found some Strike Squad. Some friendly fire from the Weird Boy, of course. Decent grenade from the Stormtroopers. Everything seems to be leaving the Stormtroopers alone. The Strat Squad are drawing a bunch of fire. And they're drawing the ire of the Warboss. If he went after the Stormtroopers, he could kill a bunch of them. Hey, we do get the shotgun. Their special shooter is in. Just wrecked a bunch of Stormtroopers there. Awesomely done by LunaticRed. Mekboy's very low on hit points, but lives. Is that a boss pole? It is a boss pole. Make your Orks betterer. More health, and you receive half suppression damage, courage damage, as it's called. Decent radius on it as well, 25. Meanwhile, Western Edge, Stormboy's jumping into what could be a tricky spot. Interceptors and Strat Squad are here, but here come more Stormboys, and they have their knob leaders now, who have heavy melee weapons. There's a kill zone again. Use your choppers, can equalize that pretty good. They're trying to finish off the Purgation. I think they're going to get them. Yeah. Use your choppers. Increases melee damage, I think it's 35%. And it gives you a bunch of melee skill as well. And a warp vomit went in. Yeah, there's double Storm Boys did well. Double Storm Boys did well with that Weird Boy support with the warp vomit. They could get the... oh, they have bigger brains as well for over there. Could get the Warpath stuff going as well, maybe. Interceptors intercept that Kommando who's trying to retreat there. Weird Boy on the field now for LunaticRed. Nothing else out in tier 2 aside from those two Weird Boys. I mean, we've had squad leaders coming in and stuff. Interceptors getting their Justicars. He has a Force Sword power weapon, I believe. Eversor's having a grand old time in there. Bruce Campbell, level 4, popping that Psychon and now popping Bio Meltdown, which was buffed in 299. It costs less. I think it does a bit more damage, or it lasts longer or something. But it does damage everything nearby, even allies. We just saw those interceptors had a teleport out. Got shot up pretty badly and goes down, and the extra big explosion from Bio Meltdown is not able to hit anything. 405 to 305 on the VPs. Dice Roll has lost something. I think they had looters up, didn't they? Or did they have Storm Boys? Oh, I think they had Storm Boys. Where are the Storm Boys at? They go down in that fight while I was looking at it. I didn't realise. Maybe. It does happen. Can the other Storm Boys get away? Looks like they can. They have the improved rocket packs. Got Riku with a Terminator Librarian on the field. He's a big fella. Can throw out a smite and begins with the Sanctuary. Got some good buffs as well. Warp Vomit slows down a bunch of stuff, but the Interceptor's teleported around it. Weird Boy of Dice Roll runs away. Does have the Warpath. Anything else for the Warboss? Yes, they've gone for the Power Claw. Massive DPS melee weapon. Big damage per hit. It attacks quite slowly and does a massive chunk and tear through Marines really well because of that. Purged by Flame or Purged by Fire, or whatever it's called, used there to slow some stuff down by the Purgation. This node is going to get bashed. Mid is turning red for the Ordo Malleus. That's his Inquisitorial Stormtrooper squad with a Acolyte leader on them. There's a Sanctuary blocking enemy movement within it, so they all get knocked around. And there's that kill zone going. Look at that. The Terminator Librarian has some good, like 70 power melee damage, I think. It's pretty good. Maybe it's 60 something. But he's got a good swack on him. Stealing this contested power from the Orks. Fully genned up. Tons of red for LunaticRed. Power bash in there to get some extra XP and stuff. Riku's Eversor level 2. Eversor of Bruce Campbell on the way to level 5. And look at this, we have the Neuro Gauntlet Claw for Sapiens. Tons of power melee DPS. And they changed it. Enemies struck by this weapon take an extra 5 DPS over time. Can't remember how this got changed exactly. And they have Onslaught Injectors. More charge range and more speed and more melee skill. Pretty damn nice accessory, eh? Good use of the grenade there, the impact grenades. Frustrating the Storm Boys. They only dropped one model though, they're going straight in again. Stunning the Terminator Librarian. Can they get him in trouble? I thought they were going to try and surround him. There's a Sanctuary. What's the Mekboy got? No war gear for that Mekboy. 369 to 266. Kill zone is up and the Psychon. And I assume all that stuff stacks together. Down goes the Terminator Librarian. They got him. Rhino on the way for Bruce Campbell. Can they bash all this power? They should be able to. Sluggers on it with their burners. Weird Boy doing decent chunks. Mekboy, there we go. He is shooting. Mekboy should have teleported up and tried to get a decap, I think. Meanwhile, east side, Orks pushing through again on the power again. And they're going to bash it again. Interceptors taking the mid. Tier 3s for the Orks. This Weird Boy into tier 3 time for those fellas. Interceptors in on the Weird Boy. LunaticRed's one. Saved by the explosive shells. Has that passive knockback chance on it. Very nice. Other weird boys chased off the field. And there is the Rhino. They've gone for the heavy bolter turret, bolted to the back. So a bunch of anti-infantry damage. Because you've got the storm bolter on front and this heavy bolter. 362 to 241. Warboss gets the decap and gets away. This thing needs to reface, and they are indeed getting a beamy death gun for anti-vehicle damage on it. It's going to be a nasty surprise. There it goes. That was one shot right there. Rhino pop smoke. Takes another hit. Lessened because of the smoke that hit. The second one anyway. Level 3 now Dark Riku, and they're power bashing slowly with the strike squad. Level 4 strike squad. Have the Tomes of Titan, of course, for the banishment and the purification, all that stuff. Gonna get a double cap, I think. I think these guys can finish this cap, and they're taking a natural again. You might see players starting to rotate mid a bit more. It's been constant pushes on the power, basically, so far, which you'd expect on this map. Then we might see a meat grinder finish in the mid. Looted tank on the way for the Tenso. Dice Roll has some commandos up. These guys can do a lot for you. Disrupt the DPS. Also got some anti-vehicle capability. And a fast cap as well. There's a bio meltdown. Interceptors do not get away though. Eversor, I wonder how much damage they are dealing with that bio meltdown and all that stuff. And they're going to wipe those commandos. Commandos do indeed wipe. Big misplay from Dice Roll to forget about those guys. Some shooter boys whacked as well. Very effective there, the Eversor assassin. I didn't spot if they were using the hypermetabolism at the same time, but you'll often see that because hypermetabolism gives you health regen, so it counteracts it. But no, we don't see the target at the end. After hypermetabolism runs out, you get reduced damage resistance, but we don't see that at the end. Grey Knight Dreadnought on the field. Maybe not too much longer though. They've already paid out for the plasma cannon. Warboss is trying to get in slowed down by the purgation. Just does a big stomp in anger and buggers off. This is the Ard Boys global on them. It's a regular stomp, not the big stomp, not technically the big stomp. Purifies on the field for Bruce Campbell. Nice unit to have alongside you when you've got the kill zone. I assume they're going to get a Justicar as soon as they can. Got some flash kits up for Dice Roll with blasters. Very powerful against heavy and super heavy infantry. A bunch of the Ordo Malleus' roster. Dreadnought is getting repairs, it looks like. Dark Riku with a Vindicare assassin on the way. Did the Rhino survive? The Rhino has indeed survived for now. Being chased by a tank though. Is it going to keep chasing? They're going to get a rear armor hit here. Oh, and a conversion beam is getting shots in. I don't think they can chase it though. I hope we get the plasma cannon sound effects in for that Dreadnought next update, hopefully. Hopefully. We got Melter Bomb coming in for Bruce Campbell's Eversor Assassin. Are they going to survive though? They were hanging out near the power. They got found by a tank. One more shot. Nope, they made it out. They made it out. Purifier's just got their Justicar. He's got a heavy melee Demon Hammer going on. Getting weird void right now though. And they run. There's no glory in pointless defeat. You heard them. More flash kits and a Knob Squad for Dice Roll. We've got some Gretchens up for LunaticRed. No upgrade on them. They can repair in their default state. They just do it kind of slowly. Weird Boy gets pressured and has to back off immediately. You need to get on him quickly with your interceptors so he doesn't do his warp vomit shenanigans. I mean, he still might try to do it. There's got quite a long wind-up time and stuff. Gretchen sticking near the looted tank. No sign of the repair crew upgrade though. which allows them to repair quicker. Oh, we've got another Terminator Librarian for Dark Riku. He's got both of those sub-commanders out, which is fun. Rhino pop smoke. Look how little damage it took there from the looted tank shot. There's a beamy death gun here setting up as well. They just can't see what we can see right now, so they can't shoot it. There we go, now they can see it. Big shot goes in. And a Rhino can't pop smoke again. One more shot would do it. Looks like it got away. Got some plasma on the stormtroopers now. Oh, these guys at least. Looted tank got melter bombed by the Eversor. Pops the kill zone. And Psychon, and it's a grand old time. Purify's getting flash kitted though. Getting blasted. Nasty. I think that was all from one volley. I think. I only saw one volley. I guess there were shooters weighing in as well. 244 to 206. As I take a swig of water. Are you guys going to cap here? Shooters are going to cap, I think. In the southwest. Strat Squad are annoyed by the Kommando and their shenanigans such as that. Are they trying to go after the Vindicator? Trying to tie him up. There's the retreat. Vindicator can load Exodus rounds into his rifle and damage infantry, but also turbo penetrator rounds and have a go at larger targets. Does big damage per shot, that guy. And the Knob Squad are back at base. No upgrades, or they have Mina and Greener, I think. Meanwhile, east side, the endless battle of this tank versus this Dreadnought. I think the tank is going to lose it right now because of that conversion beamer. A Rocks is dropped in an odd place. I wonder if that must have been a misclick. Must have been a misclick. But yeah, I wonder if they meant to use user choppers or something and really messed up their F buttons, their function keys went awry. Oh hey, Commandos with the melee weapons. Awesome, they just chucked out a, I don't know what would the Orks call it? They just call it a melter bomb. But now they flee. I don't know if making them melee was an amazing idea. I mean, it's a fun idea, but there's some dangerous melee stuff in the Ordo Malleus army. Maybe if they have the Knob Squad alongside them to soak up some damage. But they have good DPS, those guys, those melee commandos. Another Rhino on the way for Bruce Campbell. We have one here too. We're going to get triple Rhinos up, apparently. Yeah, I mean, Knob Squad dealt with. Terminator Librarian in there, Interceptors in there, and the Eversor popping the kill zone was enough. And now they have Assault Armor for charge. It's a lot of vehicles to deal with all of a sudden. Orky boys. More Commandos on the way for dice roll. Gretchen's being torn apart, poor bastards, as they try to repair things. Looted tank survives. All gun shot goes off, scares off some fellas. Another looted tank comes in. And there's another one here. Both teams have a bunch of armor to deal with, I guess. Purify is trying to chase with their heavy melee weapon. Warboss on them, no. Down goes a looted tank. Oh, was that a weird boy shot that knocked over the Warboss? I think it would have got a kill there. They would have got one model down, you know. Have a Vindicator Assassin now for Bruce Campbell. There's tier 3 for Dark Riku. Sapiens already there. All the Orks there, of course. Tank busters on the way for the Tenso to try and meet the threat of these vehicles. And is Dreadnought still around? What level are you now, buddy? Still level 1. Done some good work, though, eh? It's the Warboss. I don't think the Warboss can get in there. Just did a melee attack animation on nothing, the Warboss. Just pissed off. Looted tank goes down. Conversion beam will now struggle to hit the infantry. But there's that Eversor, that Neuro Gauntlet. Doing so much DPS, Sapiens. Oh, they lose their strike squad though. Can they finish off the sluggers? Crack. Is that damage over time enough with the pistol? Oh, I don't think it is. The sluggers survive. Level 4 sluggers. Tough bastards, eh? Over there, chucks a bunch of orcs towards the dreadnought, and that's a lot of rockets. Tank busters here. There's commandos here with their rocket launcher. Commando knob. The flash gits, they have very impressive looking weapons, but they don't really damage vehicles very much because of their psychic damage type. But they're going to get it. Sluggers giving chase as well. And now they can bash power. Another dreadnought on the way, this time from Bruce Campbell. Sapiens is down to 2 units now. It's a rough fight for them. Ordo Malleus doing well as well though. They have the mid, they have their natural. There's a bunch of broken looted tanks over here. A late game war truck for the Tenso. Can reinforce and transport allied infantry. Dice Rolls Nob Squad do not have their hammers, but they have their Nob Leader and Mina and Greener, so they're super dangerous already. 149 to 171. It's close. VP lead is widening though for the Ordo Malleus. Can they close the gap? I don't like this approach though. Why would you send some stuff in there? Look at this. I mean, they didn't know what was in the mid, but that's perhaps more of a reason not to try and go in like that. Kill zone doing some work, eh? Might be good to try and focus down this Eversor so that kill zone can't be up. Use the choppers on the sluggers. Over there to dodge the nuke. Nicely done. I think the Weird Boy got stuck in it though, yeah. Nice idea by Dice Roll, but I think the Weird Boy might be done for there. Did he get him? It's a massive fight. User choppers, kill zone, really pissed off Warboss. Can't even see the Eversor. Is he still in there? Terminator Librarian goes down. Really messy fight. And the end of it, yeah, Dice Roll did lose their Weird Boy. We have a Warhammer Razorback on the field for Dark Riku. There it is. Good damage to all targets and really good speed. And it's a Grey Knight Terminators on the way for Sapiens. Is the Warhammer going to survive? I think so. There's no tank busters. Oh, maybe not. It's being chased. Being chased pretty hard actually. Oh look, there's cult of speed from the Mekboy, boosting the speed and the fire rate of the looted tank. Tries to do a boom gun shot and misses and does not follow into base. Could have got to Vortimer, I think. That was Purgation going down, I believe. 127, 136, and it's been a good couple of minutes for the Orks. Just that brute force attack. They tried to meet them toe-to-toe, Ordo Malleus. And, I mean, not many can do just an up-front brute force fight like the Orks. Maybe Chaos can match them. Tyranids, perhaps. Or Orks, when they got their buffs flowing and their late-game units, they are very fierce in a pitched battle. Mid turning red again. The Sin-Skin Body Glove on the way for Bruce Campbell. Level 8, that guy. Level 7 for Sapiens. And they have the Friends on. Very expensive piece of war gear. It's pretty damn nice. Bunch of hit points and health regen. And you get the Friends on ability, given suppression immunity, knockback immunity, and some damage resistance. We do lose health while it's active. I think it's... How much damage resistance is it, though? I think it's quite a lot. There's... Bio Meltdown. Sin-Skin Body Glove was changed, but Bruce Campbell died before I could see what it did. Here's the Grey Knight Terminators. Can they tank for this cap? Oh, maybe not. Here comes the Rocks. 127 to 52. Some big hits from the Rocks, and they're getting blaster shots in there too. To back off, fellas. These guys cannot retreat. There's that Vortimer. But the Ordo Malleus teams are depleted here. Very depleted. It's not always easy to tell though when you're in a game how much you've damaged your opponent. I think the Orcs should be pushing all 3 VPs here. But they might be thinking, hey, let's stay safe on the mid. Warboss gets it and then runs. Level 9 Warboss, eh? And I think they do have cyborg implants, I think I saw there. Must have switched to it at some point. Bruce Campbell has no units left and they're in tier 2 still. So they can't drop a nuke. The tank goes down. Double conversion beam is it going to help you against a knob squad running at you though, is it? They go after the Terminators. Terminators are very low. And there's Super Tough Beam. Terminator's having to teleport away. Orbital goes off. 127 to 31. Terminator Librarian on the way for Bruce Campbell. Maybe thinking they could disrupt the knob squad with Sanctuary at least. Vortimer might be done for here. Oh, that thing doesn't slow it down. It just does damage, I think. But they're in there with that heavy melee jammer. And now the knob squad there. Okay, down it goes. I don't even know who hit it. Didn't look like anything hit it there. The knob squad just looked at it funny and it died. 1-to-1 cap. There's that Sanctuary. Gets rid of the knob squad. Flash gets so far forward. Orcs have the mid, and we do have a Kommando trying to steal their natural as well. So I think they've done enough now. Unless Sapiens drops an amazing nuke. So double cap, there's the GG. There's a smoke bomb popped. Why indeed, the Orcs just bludgeoned them in a few engagements at crucial times, and it was enough. A level 7 Kommando knob did have the sneaky infiltration kit and booby traps. Warboss was down at the end. Huge amount of work though, and a level 7 mech. The level 6 Eversor for Dark Riku. Level 10 for Bruce Campbell, and level 7 for Sapiens. Well, there you have it, guys. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war. The Tenso for organising things and getting these replays to me. Thank you guys for watching, of course, and I'll see you next time.